a small woman started this great war. These were the words of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, describing an American woman whose famous novel played a key role in igniting the American Civil War. This war ultimately led to the emancipation of African Americans from slavery and racism. The novel, published in 1852, caused a massive shock during a highly challenging period in American history. It became the best-selling novel of the 19th century and the second best-selling book of that era after the Bible. The novel realistically depicted 19th century American society, focusing on slavery, the slave trade, and human exploitation, which sparked intense confrontations between abolitionists and slavery supporters. The book fueled the growing demand for the abolition of slavery, especially in 1850. Within the first year of its publication, 300,000 copies were sold in the United States, while 1 million copies were sold in Britain. By 1855, just 3 years after its release, it was regarded as the most popular novel of its time. The author of the novel was a white American teacher born in Connecticut in 1811. She was known as an activist in the abolitionist movement. At the age of 41, she expressed her anger through her most famous novel, which told the story of an African man suffering from slavery. The novel revolved around him and the lives of other characters in an emotional narrative that portrayed the harsh reality of enslaved people, while emphasizing that love could overcome even the most devastating experiences, such as human enslavement. However, despite being a powerful anti-slavery statement, the novel later contributed to reinforcing certain stereotypes about Black people, such as the naive caretaker, the obedient Black servant, and the limited intellectual capacity of Black children. This led to more recent negative reviews, overshadowing its historical significance as a crucial tool against slavery. The story follows a loyal servant who is transferred from his kind master, Mr. Shelby, to a new owner after Shelby is forced to sell his home and possessions to pay off his debts. The Black servant was included among the bankrupt master's assets. However, another woman working in the Shelby household, named Eliza, urged the obedient servant to escape with her after learning that her son would also be sold to the new master. The servant refused to flee, setting off a chain of events that led to his new owner, Harry, taking him to the slave market. While crossing the Mississippi River by boat, the Black servant saved a white angelic girl named Eva from drowning. As a token of gratitude, Eva's father purchased the Black servant from his new owner, leading to a deep friendship between Tom and Eva. Meanwhile, a slave hunter named Loker pursued Eliza and her family after their escape. After Eva's death, the Black servant was sold at auction to a cruel plantation owner named Simon Legree, marking the beginning of a long and painful journey in his fight for the freedom of enslaved people. Despite his efforts, the aging Black servant died without achieving his dream of liberation. However, in the final scene, George Shelby, the son of his first master, gathered the plantation's servants and declared at the servant's grave that he had sworn never to own another slave. He then freed all his enslaved workers. Before leaving, he told them, "Think of your freedom whenever you see a cabin, and make it a monument to follow in his footsteps. Be faithful and true as he was." This transformed the novel into a beacon of inspiration for the abolition of slavery in America. The book was written shortly after Congress passed the Fugitive Slave Act of 1850, which criminalized assisting runaway enslaved individuals and mandated their return to the states they had escaped from. The inspiration behind the novel came from the author witnessing a dying enslaved man during a Holy Communion service in church. This event compelled her to write a letter to the editor of an anti-slavery weekly newspaper, informing him of her plan to write a story about slavery. Shortly after, the first installment of the story was published under the title The Man That Was a Thing, though the title was soon changed to Life Among the Lowly. The serialized story was published weekly from June 5, 1851 to April 1, 1852. The author was paid only $400 for writing the serialized episodes, which were later compiled into the first widely read American political novel. Now that we've shared the most important aspects of the novel and its historical context, can you name the novel and its author in the comments?